welcome everybody to another episode of Café 21. In the hot seat today, I am actually super excited to have Dr. Mahesh Chhaya, otherwise known as Dr. Magic, sitting in the hot seat today. How are you today, Dr. Mahesh?
I'm great. Yeah, just looking forward to having some time off.
Yeah, I'm sure you're a busy man,
Yeah.
especially throughout 2020.
Yeah.
Obviously, thank you for all the hard work you do, especially during this global pandemic, because obviously we can't thank you guys enough, really. I encourage everybody to go online to check out Dr. Magic's tricks. I'm sure they can be found. I think you were on the Jeremy Vine show last year as well.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, Jeremy Vine, ITV News. That was like in like the first sort of lockdown. I'd say, what was it, like April time, May time, I think. Yeah. So
yeah, amazing. I encourage people to go find out your tricks. Hopefully, we'll get one from you shortly as well. But what I love the most about what you've done, I think you've managed to, as a qualified practitioner and a professional magician, I assume you've kind of combined your passions and managed to kind of work with both, especially over this difficult time. What kind of inspired you to bring your love of magic into your workplace as a doctor and get online and share your tricks with the world, essentially?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, I mean, I've been into magic from a very young age, so I've always like done my medical sort of studies side by side with the sort of magic. So magic was always like a hobby that I just kind of like had as a young child. But I think I just felt like when I was doing my medical training, I just felt like the magic was like such a good de-stress for me to focus on my like sort of exams. So it just took me out of my normal world. So when I'd actually come to studying, it would just be like you'll feel refreshed basically. But yeah, just recently I started combining them both, where it's like and that only happened from the coronavirus lockdown. So what basically happened is that in about March time, I was seeing patients, and I think one of the patients I got in contact with, he actually had COVID-19. This is like before the lockdown. And then, so I was told that the procedure was then like if you're in contact with anyone with COVID, like as an NHS doctor, you have to self-isolate yourself. Obviously, it's all changed since then, but that was in March. So I had to self-isolate. So I was just cooped up in my flat, just 4 walls, just thinking, what am I going to do? Like for 2 weeks, it's just frustrating. So I was just like playing around with some cards, and I just thought, oh, do you know what? Why don't I just like make a trick, and then it combines like sort of health, healthcare sort of ideas. It talks about COVID, how to like deal with it, but using magic. So that's where I just started like making like sort of video content, and then putting that sort of content on like social media. Obviously before then I was always posting like just sort of magician sort of videos, and that was just something that I enjoyed doing.
Yeah, so I mean, you've turned a hobby into something that actually I think reaches a lot of people and can really, I think a lot of people can relate to the message that you get across, particularly when it comes to your mental health, like issuing tips on how to help with mental health.
Yeah.
It's more of a talking point than ever before, really, mental health. What are some of your top tips, particularly now in 2020 with the global pandemic and everything going on? For people that are feeling isolated, or potentially family members who know of someone who is feeling a little bit isolated, what kind of tips do you have for those people?
So in terms of tips, I mean, to be fair, I can actually show you what I mean by giving you tips, and then let me just show you quickly.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. That'd be really cool.
I mean, it kind of relates to what you're saying. I don't know if you can see here.
Yeah, that's smashing. That's smashing for us. Yeah.
What I've got here is some like sort of prescriptions. Basically, when you're talking about mental health, there's several things you can do, but these are some of the things that are really helpfully. So for example, here I've prescribed journaling. So this is like writing down your thoughts when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling isolated, on a piece of paper or in a diary. And what that does is offload those anxious thoughts and helps you to understand them. So that just doing that will automatically make you feel better. Like it's just so simple, something that you can do. Eating a balanced diet, so you like your nutrition, like that really, obviously what you eat affects how you feel. So your nutrition, reducing like sort of processed foods, reconnecting. So we've got Zoom now and things like that. So just speaking to people, being in contact with people, like speaking to people you haven't spoken to in a long time, that will help like with your mood and your mental health. Exercising as well. So we know that exercise releases chemicals in your body which make you feel happy. And as a result of exercise, you're going to be likely to eat better and feel better and sleep better. The last thing is kindness, actually. So, you know, acts of kindness. So like, you know, just telling someone you love them, or making, you know, call something you haven't spoke to in a long time will make their day. And I think, you know, I've just got one last message, is that health is wealth. So every single prescription now changes into 20s.
That's amazing. That's really cool. I still don't know. Yeah, I think I've seen you do that one before on another show, and I still don't understand how you watching it live. I'm still not sure how you do it, and I'm sure is that the kick? Is that kind of obviously the message there was on tips on how to help with de-stress and with mental health and things like that, which is great to get online. Great tips to get online. But is that coming down to the basics of magic, is that what you love about magic, is being able to like wow people and just kind of see the amazement on people's faces when you perform a trick?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely part of it. So, you know, sometimes I'm confused why even, you know, when you think about it, you think, well, why do I even like magic? I'm not even sure, like when someone asks you. But then I think it's just something they say that, you know, you don't get into magic, magic gets into you. Like, you know, you just can't, you know, you see a trick. So I saw a magician when I was like 6 in the south of France, just performing on the street. So, and then as soon as I saw it, I was just like, oh, I just want to do that trick. Oh, you know, I was so excited. Whereas my other, like I was with my cousins at the time, they just went, you know, they were just like, okay, cool, nice trick. And then, you know, but when I saw it, I was so captivated. And I think, you know, this is something about it. I just like the magic. I love the performance side, you know, interacting with people, doing something that takes people out of their normal routine. I think that's quite appealing. So as well as the reaction, like, you know, you get the reaction, but what I like is the after effect. So when you speak to people, they remember the trick for a while, and also they behave really different after you show them a trick. So they'll be way more relaxed. They're smiling, and you just think, you know, just from doing something quite simple, even if it's a simple card trick, it can completely change someone's day. So, you know, there's so many elements of it, like, you know, I can go on all day, but
yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's good to hear. It's always, I think what I really enjoy about when speaking to people here in the hot seat is when they're talking about their passions, and I think that's something everybody can relate to for sure.
Yeah.
But moving on into 2021, we're hoping to get things a bit back to normal over the next year or so, particularly in the lead up to our Sports Tech Global Conference. What's next for you in 2021? Are you hoping to get out there and do some magic tricks? Are you hoping to become more of a performer, or are you going to be like continuing the day job as a practitioner?
Good question. I mean, I'm currently working on something, can't reveal everything, but you know, we'll see what happens there. But in my head, I just like to just pursue both. I mean, both, like say the medicine side, I always want to keep that. You know, because my name is Dr. Magic, I have to still be a doctor, and I have to still do magic. So there's no way I can't just give up like one thing. Like it's just not, it's impossible. So I have to still, you know, to keep me, you know, in the sort of way I am, I have to do the medicine, and you know, see patients, and you know, use that part of my mind, and you know, because I've trained for a long time in that. So I still enjoy that. But then at the same time, I also need to do the magic, and that's what keeps each one going in a way. Like, so keep on, you know, sort of doing the magic, and yeah, to see where things go. But yeah, I like, you know, just combine, like I said, combining them both. That's really cool, because it's like a different sort of angle. And I think because magic is so visual, it's a great way to, you know, for people to, you know, kind of remember a message, reinforce things, you know, when they see things and add it with magic, they think, okay, wow, okay, I remember that, you know. So I did like an alcohol video, and a lot of people were saying, so I did during lockdown, I think a lot of people were, you know, over sort of drinking, which is understandable. You know, it was nice weather, you know, there's nothing to do, it gets boring. I don't think people realize actually the harm it is causing them. So I just did an alcohol video using magic, and a lot of people were saying, oh my god, like, you know, that newspaper when you wrote down 14 units, and you know, this, they remember it, and it's quite incredible. So yeah, we'll see what goes.
Well, we look forward to it. Obviously, here everyone at STGC is looking forward to seeing more from you. I know I particularly loved having my live performance of a trick there. That was really cool, and I'm sure all the viewers loved it as well. I can't wait to speak to you again. Hopefully, we meet again when things are a little bit more back to normal. And thank you for sitting in the hot seat today.
Okay, yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks.